Hi YouTube, Londian here, getting ready to do a video for Outdoor Initiative. So if you guys haven't checked out Outdoor Initiative's channel, definitely make sure to do so. He's got a great channel, quite a few great videos, great looking family, and he asked us to tell a story. My story that I'm going to be doing is about me and my Benchmade 940. I've had my Benchmade 940 since somewhere in the late 2000 or early 2001 time frame. And to this date, there's only been 2 times where the Benchmade has not been in my pocket with me. The first event was I had a car issue, and I had pulled over. I was working on the car, and I had to get my knife out and do something. I can't remember what exactly it was. And I had set the knife down, got the car going again. I took off, and wasn't thinking about what I did with the knife. And got home, checking my pockets, and I couldn't find it. My drive home was a pretty decent distance, about 45 minutes to an hour, a lot of windy roads and all that. Checked inside my car, still looking for the knife, couldn't find it anywhere. Thought, oh, I set it on the top of the motor, between the motor and the intake manifold. Opened up the hood, and surprisingly, it was still sitting right about where I had left it. It just had wedged in there and made it all the way home without falling through. I was so relieved when I saw it there. I had picked it up, and it was quite hot, so I ended up dropping it. And then in the middle of dropping it and me trying to pick it up, I had stepped on it. And unfortunately, right about here, it snapped the blade. I was pretty heartbroken to have that happen. My first blade on the knife was the 154 cm blade, and the back part from maybe here to here, it was serrated, and it split at one of the serration points right in there. But Benchmade did replace the blade, and they had gotten that taken care of for me. They also put in, when I got the knife, they put the newer blade, so I have the S30V in here, and they had replaced it with the phosphor bronze bushings. So when I got the knife back, it actually was with better equipment than how it left me. So that was really awesome. The next time that I had, unfortunately, misplaced the knife, my brother-in-law was over and taking care of some of my shrubs in the front yard, and he was using a little brush cutter and cut the electrical cord on accident with it. So I took the Benchmade out, and I cut the electrical cord and reattached it so it was ready to go again. And I had set the knife down. This time it was inside of a fishing tackle box where I had set it. I wanted to set it somewhere safe so I didn't lose it. And sure enough, my safe place was so safe I didn't know where in fact I had set it. I had spent a good week rummaging the house all over the place, trying to find it, couldn't find it, moving cushions, bed sheets everywhere. And after about 2 or 3 days of doing that, I just kind of realized, I finally lost the knife. Then I started carrying my backup Benchmade. Honestly, I can't even remember what that one is right now. It's just put away. I really don't use it because I've got this one. But eventually, I had to go downstairs and open up that tackle box, and sure enough, it was sitting right there. And once again, a huge sigh of relief. I had finally found my Benchmade 940 again. I've put this thing through tons and tons of abuse, using it for all sorts of things that I really shouldn't have, but I just use it. Now I've got a little spot on the metal here where I rest my thumb typically to cut things. The anodizing is pretty much worn off right here. There are some spots up here where I didn't have a hammer one time, and I used it as a hammer. But this is basically my absolute most favorite knife ever. Now, actually, one more time coming up here in the very near future, I have decided that this knife deserves a spa treatment. So, this blade here has been in here since about 2006, maybe 2007. And that's the last time that this knife was taken apart, and that was done by Benchmade when they replaced the blade. So what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to be sending this out to the Apostle P for a day or two with him so he can get it back up to par. I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera here so we can get some really good close-ups, and I'll show you guys the blade and the state that it's in. So give me just 1 second there. Okay, so here we are up on close-up so you guys can take a look. There's my little thumb spot right there in the middle of the blade, and that's the little markings from me using the knife as a hammer. The S30V blade, and I'm not sure if you can see the phosphor bronze bushings. For the most part, I've taken very good care of this knife just because I like it so much. Now here really recently, I had removed the belt clip a few too many times. I keep this actually really tight because I'm afraid that I'm going to lose it, so it's on there, and it's not going to fall out of my pocket. There's just no way. But one of the Torx bit screws there, it was getting to the point to where it was pretty much stripped, so I had contacted Benchmade to see if they could send me a new screw, and sure enough, they sent me 4 new screws and a new belt clip. I did not put the belt clip on there that they sent me because I just like this one. This is the original one that was on there. It's the old style Parkerized. It's the very original bench clip as far as I can tell from watching other people's videos. There's a couple other belt clips that they've gone to over the years, but the original was the really tiny Benchmade writing with the USA logo. The next one that they had with the Parkerized was a big Benchmade logo. I believe it still said USA on there. And then the next one is the current model, as far as I know, where it's the enamel painting on the belt clip, and it just doesn't hold up as well. I mean, this one it's not black anymore like it used to be, but it still kind of has some color. One of my newer Benchmades that I have has the enamel paint on there, and it just with a little bit of wear and tear, it's chipping off, mostly on the side here. So as far as the blade goes, it is definitely quite sharp still, and I have not used the Edge Pro Apex on this, but I've only touched it up with a Spyderco Sharpmaker, and I typically just use the fine. I will touch it up every couple of days, just run it across there a couple of times, and keep the blade in good working order. Other than that, every once in a while it gets really gunky down inside there, and I will toss it inside my ultrasonic and let it clean it out. It gets a lot more gunk out of there than I find anything else does, better than the spray can or that. And then I'll oil it back up again, and off we go. The oil that I've been using is a Tri-Flow. It was actually made for bicycle chains, and it's petroleum based of some sort, and it seems to work very well for me. So that's my story of the Benchmade. And, once again, guys, if you haven't checked out Outdoor Initiative's channel, definitely make sure to do so. And another shout out to the Apostle P. You'll be seeing this in your shop here shortly. So thank you very much, guys, and take care.